Hey, thanks for stopping in. We're going to talk about the, what is this? The p417. That's the Toyota, the knockoff of the Tamiya. So anyway, this has the rear steering on it, and there's also the F350. It's the same chassis. I also have it, so I'll probably do the same on it. So anyway, the first thing is you got to get rid of the speed controller off of here. And they had it zip tied down, a little bit of sticky tape. But anyway, it wedges in between the frame just perfectly. You got to be careful with your wires over here. Don't push it down so far you're cutting your wires, you know, over on this side. But anyway, I just wedged it in the frame. I mean, it just, like it's supposed to be there. And then I had to drill a hole here. And I'd probably do it on the other side over here so you had more plastic. And then I took one of the ears off of the post that, you know, off the, you know, the holder, and drilled one hole through the frame and put a bolt through it, and that's it, you know, and it's pretty good. Now here I'm bumping this a little bit here. And that's the other thing I had to do is I had to do a rod, and I don't have a die to cut threads, so either a long bolt you can get, or you can get you a die to cut your threads. I just super glued it and jammed it in on one end, and then this end was adjustable. You got to pop this off if you want. But anyway, the only other problem is with it is you can't reverse it the way they got it set up. So when you're going through your radio selection here, it's going to be off one. Or, I mean, these two are going to be off. And what I mean by that is, and your steering is probably going to be off on this one too. So this ain't ideal. A servo reverser or a reverse servo would probably fix the problem. But to me, it ain't going to be no big deal. I don't really care. Oops, don't throttle. But anyway, so your crab crawl is not going to be in the right position. But I mean, it's still... It works okay, you know. So there's your crab crawl, and then this one should be your crab crawl, but it's the one for tight turns, you know. But anyway, it works pretty good, I think. So anyway, and then you have just your rear steer, and let's see. Yeah, it's going to be backwards, ain't it? Yep, it is. So you're going to have to put a reverse that servo. So you can either get, I think you can get a reverser you put in line with this servo, or just get a reverse servo. And actually, I've reversed a servo before. Man, it's been a long time ago. I have to look into that, but you can probably just reverse this one. So anyway, there's one thing that's going to be not quite right, because, you know, think about that, because I'm not, yeah, that's going to go, yeah, it's going to be wrong on the rear. But anyway, as far as getting the servo back here, and getting the linkage, all that junk out of the way, and tighten it up, I think that's going to work. I don't know if, like I said, that's the only thing you're going to have to do is reverse that servo. Because there's no way to do it on this radio. Now, if you're using a different radio, which if you want to control lights, you're going to have to. I'm going to leave it with this radio. I'm just going to put a couple switches in for the lights. One for the headlights and one for the light bar and the lights up here in the bar here. But as far as you know, if you have a 60 like the Noble, or even that other radio I got, I can't think of the name of it right now. It's a 6-channel. You could even use that, and that way you could control your lights with switches, which I've done on the WPL trucks. Yeah, I think that, you know, that's about the best way to do it. But I'm just going to put a couple switches in, because we don't go night running except for in the summertime. And, you know, whatever. So all the other lights will work, because I usually get the Tamiya light kits. They're nice. And it hooks up to channel 1, 2, and 3, so you get your your, you know, all your turn signals and stop and so on. And then, you know, whatever you get your third channel hooked to. But it's a nice light kit, and so I'm just going to modify it with a couple switches, I think. So I'll do a video on that, so make sure you subscribe and follow along. That's why I got this back on there, so I can hook up to my lights and go from there. The only disappointment with these kits is neither one of them, the Ford or this one, come with clips to hold the LEDs in. So if somebody's got a 3D print for them, or, I mean, I've looked for the Ford kit, and I don't know, I guess, I don't know, I can't find the parts for it. So, I don't know, I just guess we're going to have to hot glue them on both of these trucks. That's kind of a disappointment. But anyway, that's it on this video. We'll see you on the next one, and we're going to lock the diffs. Don't forget to do that. And I'm going to check these shocks. I don't feel like they got oil in them. The Ford does, but this one don't seem to feel like it has oil in it. And man, this transmission's massive. I really hadn't noticed this with the motor. And I mean, she goes clear down here. And boy, why they didn't suck that up higher somehow, I don't know. I mean, that's a high center unit, big time. But these are older style trucks, you know, the original ones. But they're, you know, they're cool. They get little metal leaf springs, and I don't know, you just gotta like the Tamiya stuff. But you know, like the Bruiser, heck, they're $600-700, and I paid $180 for that kit. I mean, I know it's a knockoff, but I never would have one that way. You know, I think I spent $700 on a truck. That's nuts. Well, anyway, I'm glad I got this one. This one is the, you can see the camo bumper here. This is the Middle East, so this is the terrorist truck. Basically, it's got a couple guns on top, on the light bar, and so they're a little hard to find. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Go have some RC fun.